2WheelsTV is proudly powered by Broadlink, delivering serious bandwidth for serious business. Brother, print, copy, scan, fax, label, and so much more. And TRP for Thor Riding Apparel. Welcome to the show. This week, Dave Peterson will be riding the legendary Suzuki Hayabusa in the Brother Bike Test. We also have Superbike action from Pakisa, so hold on tight.
This history of the Hayabusa is quite interesting. It was launched way back in 1999, and this actually is the 50th anniversary edition available on the market at the moment. Now, Hayabusa, I remember when they launched the bike, we said, what the hang is a Hayabusa? The Japanese did explain to us at the time that it was a Japanese hunting falcon. And in a dive while it's hunting, it can do, they claimed, up to 300 k's per hour. And this is the first bike that they built for street use that could do 300 k's per hour. So that's where the name actually came from. And on the way here this morning on the breakfast train, guess what I saw on the side of the road there? I saw one of our hunting, I'm not sure what it was, a peregrine falcon, I think, on the side of the road, just waiting out there looking for some prey. Obviously they're not as fast, but Hayabusa, that's where it gets its name, after a bird. Take a look at these two exhaust pipes. They look like something out of a war, rocket launchers, ready to launch a missile. Well, they actually launch the bike that way. And they simply dominate the rear end of the Hayabusa. When they launched this bike, I actually did bump into one of the designers from Japan at the Intermot show, and I asked him about these huge exhaust pipes. So he said, well, they kind of like that look because they had to make the bike quiet to start with. Big 1300cc, 4-cylinder engine was always going to be noisy. And they liked the balanced look of the two exhaust pipes at the back of the bike. When you ride a Suzuki Hayabusa, it's a bit like driving a 745i or E-Class Merc around. It's bulky and imposing, but deals with all road conditions in a no-fuss manner. It also outperforms most other road users in a luxurious way, a bit like driving a super powerful stretched limo. The riding position on the Hayabusa is very similar to your average superbike, just a bit more relaxed. More leg room, so your feet are further down, not so crunched up. The seat wide and padded. The handlebars are those sort of clip-on type, so you do lean forward quite a lot. So around town that does mean quite a lot of weight on your wrists and on your shoulders. But what I do find quite interesting, the faster you go, the more comfortable this bike gets. And in fact, and I'm not sure if this is a coincidence, the sweet spot as far as comfort is concerned is exactly 120 k's per hour, our national speed limit, because at that speed, if you've got just enough wind on your face to lift the load off your shoulders and your wrists. And it's quite interesting the way they designed this windscreen, so that you do get some air as you go faster. Obviously, if you want to, you can duck down behind the windscreen at really high speed. So it's quite clever in that respect. So the riding position, very comfortable. As you can see, a big wide padded seat. Haven't got a pillion rider with us today, so I thought, well, I'll just test out the pillion seat myself. Well, pretty comfortable actually, except you do take a bit of a buffeting when there's no rider right in front of you. You know, as I walk around the Hayabusa today, it reminds me of 15 years ago when I first saw the Suzuki Hayabusa at that launch. And I looked at it and I thought, what are they trying to achieve with this motorcycle? Obviously, hyper sports bike, that's what they're trying to achieve. But the styling was something so radically different. It was amazing to me. And it kind of looks like the bodywork has been melted. It's like melted plastic or even melted candle wax. It's got that melted look to it. does make it very slippery through the air, hence the high top speed. These wing mirrors are really far apart, really wide if you get my drift. So when you're riding the motorcycle, you clearly see everything behind you in the left and the right wing mirror. Problem with nowadays super bikes, that sort of thing, they're very narrow. And the wing mirrors, all you see really are your arms and shoulders. I'm not even a big guy. I'd hate to think what a muscle man's going to see behind him. Hayabusa, big wide mirrors. Not a bad plan. The Suzuki Hayabusa then is a road burner of note. 1300 cc's, 4-cylinder, high-tech engine. When you start it up, it idles smoothly at just over 1,000 RPM. That belies the performance that can come out of this motor. And on top of that, the reliability of the GSXR 1300. Engines have been transplanted out of this motorcycle worldwide into racing cars, into dragsters, into all sorts of vehicles because they're known for their reliability. In fact, a friend of ours has done 120,000 Ks on one of these motorcycles, and all he's done is regular servicing. The big story though is that 120,000 Ks, he decided to bolt a turbocharger on, which almost doubled the horsepower. Guess what? He's done another 40,000 Ks with the turbo and the bike's still running. And that bike does almost 400 Ks per hour. Well, breakfast run is over with. Going to go home, give the bike a bit of a wash because on Monday morning I have to take it back to Cayenne World and chat to them about this bike because I know they've got some specials going price-wise with finance and all that sort of thing with a warranty and service plan as well. So we're going to pop along to Cayenne after the weekend and see what Craig's got to say about the deals they've got going on these motorcycles. The technical specs of the Hayabusa are dominated by the all-powerful 1340cc motor. It has the usual chassis components with ABS-assisted Brembo calipers, but the most interesting feature of this Suzuki Hayabusa is the amazing finance deals offered by the importers Cayenne World. So I've managed to make it all the way back to Cayenne World with the GSXR 1300 and with the big boss of Cayenne, Craig Langton. Craig, first of all, thanks for letting us ride that GSXR 1300. What an incredible bike. And I've just seen in your showroom here, you've got a whole bunch of them.
Yes, well, they never age. And what we decided to do this year is do all my favorites. So we've got one in every different color over the last 4 or 5 years, and they look fantastic on the floor.
Pricing exceptional, and don't forget the zero deposit and monthly payment scenario.
Yeah, well, I made a commitment earlier this year to make motorcycling more affordable in this country, so we've got a special scheme with the banks where it's 2,900 Rand a month, zero deposit, 3-year service plan, and of course the 2-year warranty on the motorcycle.
I think that service plan is important as well.
Absolutely, so at least you know what you're in for every month, and we've actually done a calculation that it's cheaper than buying a 3-year-old or 4-year-old motorcycle.
Well, that's definitely the way to go. And I see you've got a whole bunch of GSXR 1000s, plus all of your other brands, Craig, that you guys have expanded this year.
Yes, well, again, getting back to making motorcycling as affordable as possible, we've done the same scheme across Aprilia, Norton, MV Agusta, across Beta, all the brands that we do and all the brands that we import, we offer the same kind of scheme. Some of them carry a guaranteed buyback for the new brands. As you know, we've just released Zero, and that's on a phenomenal scheme. It also at $19.50 a month. So we're trying to make motorcycling really an affordable option and really viable, get people back onto motorcycles.
Well, that's where we really are happy because we need our industry stimulated. You know? And you've also chosen this month to do something pretty special, whereby guys can actually win prizes, do all that sort of thing.
Yes, well, people that know my history will know that I spent 5 years of my life in Dubai, and there they have a shopping festival similar to this where they give away a Lexus every day, and of course we can't afford to do that here, but what we have done is we're giving away 2 million Rand in discounts, and that's audited 2 million Rand in discounts. Some bikes are 100,000 Rand cheaper than they were before, and if you spend 1,000 Rand in our store on anything, you stand to win a prize every single day, and some of the prizes are valued up to 15,000 Rand.
So I don't have to go to Dubai then to win a Lamborghini. I can just come here and win something.
From the 20th of May to the 20th of June, every customer, if you spend more than 1,000 Rand in our store,